Hey, fourth grade, welcome back to math class. All right, we are going to get started. We're still talking about your metric prefixes. Those are new for you. So I have some flashcards to help us review them and get to know them a little bit. So we've learned about the meter, decimeter, hectometer, all of those meters. 1 meter is how many decimeters? So a decimeter is part of a meter. How many of those are in a meter? Remember? 10, very good. So remember the ones that start with a D are gonna be 10. It's either 10 meters or 10 decimeters. So there's 10 meters in a decameter and 1 meter is 10 decimeters. So think 10 when you see the D. Here we have a centimeter. 1 meter is how many centimeters? Well, you see that word cent, so how many little centimeters are in a meter? 100, very good, 100. Now we have the millimeter, okay, so here I think mil. How many millimeters are in a meter? 1,000, excellent, 1,000 millimeters in a meter. 1 kilometer is how many meters? So now we switched. These 3 that we just did are smaller than a meter because there's 10 decimeters in a meter, there's 100 centimeters in a meter, there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter. Now we've switched to the ones that are más grande than a meter. So now 1 kilometer is how many meters? When you see that prefix kilo, think 1,000. There are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. 1 hectometer is how many meters? This one is 100. If you got that, give yourself a pat on the back. 1 hectometer is 100 meters. And then 1 decameter, remember I said when you see the D, think 10, that's right. 1 decameter is 10 meters. All right, make sure that you are practicing those. Make sure that you save the page from Tuesday, so that you can keep practicing and working with those. And oops, let me change the day because today is not Wednesday. Today is definitely Thursday, so let me change that for you. Here we go. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, so we have your pages 91 through 92 that you're gonna be working on today. So pull those out, it has the paper clips on it. It says more work with metrics at the top. Got that out, we got a pencil, ready to go. Look at exercise 1. It says fill in the blanks with the correct numbers. So these are the prefixes. We're looking at what the prefixes mean. So in letter A, it shows you deci. The prefix for deci is 1/10, because remember that there are 10 decimeters in a meter. So if we're looking at just the decimeter, we say that it is 1/10 of a meter. The next prefix is deca. Well, this one's bigger than meters, so it's not a part of a meter. So what is deca? 10, good, it's 10. So put 10 in the blank for B. Letter C is centi. Now this is a part of a meter. It's smaller than a meter. So this one has to be a fraction. It is what part? It is 1/100th. So that's the fraction that you need to put in the blank there for C. Letter D is hecto. Hecto. So what does that one mean? Hecto, again, that's bigger than a meter, so it's a whole number. That one is 100. Milli. Milli, this one's smaller than a meter. Think meal. It's 1/1000, like that, okay? And then the last one is kilo. That's bigger than a meter, so it's gonna be a whole number. 1,000, very good. Okay, let's move on to exercise 2. It says choose the best unit to complete each sentence. So we have kilometers, millimeters, meters, and centimeters as your choices. Letter A, Natasha bought 4 blank of material to make her costume. So she's buying cloth, she's buying something to make ropa with. So which one makes more sense? Kilometers, that are más grande, they're como miles, they're huge. Or millimeters, which are teeny tiny, so 4 millimeters would be about that big. Meters, which, this is our meter stick, so 4 of these. Or centimeters, which are about that big. Which one makes more sense? Meters, this one, okay? This is what you would normally measure cloth in, things to make clothes. Letter B says, the distance from Miami, Florida to Nashville, Tennessee is about 1,482 blank. Let me give you a hint. It won't be meters because once we use one, we're not going to use it again. So when we use millimeters, the one that's grande, to measure something. Florida, let me just give you a hint. Florida is down here. That's where Miss Jessica actually lives, is Florida. Not Miami, but in Florida. And then Tennessee is up here. So that's a huge distance. Which one would that be? It would be kilometers. You're right, the big one. And then letter C says this line is about 17, would that be millimeters, the little chiquito one, or centimeters, the one that's a little bit bigger? Millimeters, very good. All right, and then you can figure out the last one. Let's move on to number 3. It says number from shortest to longest. So letter A, you need to find the shortest one. You have inch, meter, kilometer, mile, centimeter. Which one's the smallest? Más chiquito. It's the centimeter, you're right, very good. How about the next smallest? So which one's just a little bit bigger than the centimeter? You have inch, meter, kilometer, mile. Inch, that's right, because it's about this big. Now we have the meter, the kilometer, and the mile. Which one's next? The meter, very good, because both miles and kilometers are huge. Now which one is bigger? We learned this is something that you just have to know in your mente. Is it the kilometer or the mile? The kilometer is next because the mile is bigger. So the kilometer is the next one that's smallest. So kilometer is number 4. And mile is number 5 because mile is bigger than a kilometer. It's the biggest one of all. All right, let me get you started on letter B and then you're gonna finish it. So let's find the smallest. Millimeter, yard, decameter, decimeter, hectometer. We're gonna do the first 3. Which one's the smallest? Number 1, the 1 for the smallest is millimeter. Okay, next we have, which one's next? The yard, the decameter, the decimeter, or the hectometer? It's the decimeter, good. Now which one? Remember that a decameter is 10 of these, and a yard is just a teeny bit smaller than this. So the next one is yard, that's number 3. All right, now you can choose between decameter and hectometer, which one's next, and which one is the biggest. All right, number 4 says, excuse me, solve these measurement problems. We're gonna do letters A and B together because they are your metric measures, and then you'll do C and D on your own, okay? So letters A and B. Letter A says 3 meters plus 6 hectometers equals how many meters? So I know that I'm going to be looking for meters. So I want meters plus meters equals meters. These units match, so I don't need to change my number. But these units don't match, so I need to convert my 6 hectometers to meters. So I'm going to set up my conversion, 6 hectometers. I'm going 2 meters from hectometers. What is my conversion factor? How many meters are in a hectometer? 100, very good. 100 meters in a hectometer. So I'm going to multiply. 6 times 100 is what? 600, very good. Then I add them together, and that will give me my answer. Okay, very easy, right? Let's do the next one. 5 meters plus 9 decameters equals how many meters? Okay, again, we're going to meters. So this one doesn't change because my unit is already meters. But this one does change because my unit is first in decameters. And I need to have them all in the same unit to add them. So I'm going from 9 decameters to meters. What's my conversion factor? How many meters are in a decameter? That's right, 10 meters in a decameter. And now I'm going to multiply. 9 times 10 is 90. Add the 2 together and put the answer in the blank. Okay, you're going to use the same process to solve C and D, but this one you're using pounds and ounces and tons. Okay, so remember those conversions. I'll give you a hint. There are 2,000 pounds in a ton. There are 16 ounces in a pound. All right. We're gonna finish up the paper quickly. Let's go on to number 5, which is the story problems. Story problem A says, Pastor Johnson averaged 51 miles an hour on his trip of 459 miles to a Bible conference. How many hours did it take him to get to the conference? Well, you may have already learned this formula, that rate times time equals distance. We can use that formula to find other formulas. So if we're looking for the time, then we get time by itself by dividing both sides by the rate. So our formula is time equals the distance divided by the rate. So I'm going to use that formula because I'm looking for how many hours. I'm looking for the time. Now I know that his distance, according to my problem, is 459 miles. I know that his rate is 51 miles per hour. So to find my time, I divide 459 by 51. So you're going to divide 459 by 51, and your answer will be how many hours he traveled. All right, letter B says, Tatiana bought 4 cans of orange juice at 69 cents per can. How much change did she get back from $3? Okay, this problem has 2 parts. The first part is we need to find how much she spent in total. She bought 4 cans and each can is 69 cents. So if it's per can, what do? Multiply or divide? We multiply. We multiply that 69 cents times 4. So what do we get? 4 times 9 is 36, carry my 3. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27. So I get $2.76. But I'm not done. That's just the cost of the orange juice. Now I need to find out how much change. So that would be her $3 that she has to spend minus the $2.76 that she did spend. And that will be your change. All right, number 6 on your paper says divide and check. Don't forget to write your remainders at the top. Remember, you multiply to check. Number 7 says follow the signs. So you need to add, subtract, multiply, and notifying there. Then number 8 says color each figure to illustrate the fraction. So the first one that you have is 3/4. You have a rectangle in 4 pieces. So in order to show the fraction, you need to color the number of pieces that are in the numerator. So you'll color 3 of those 4 pieces. You need to do that with each one. So you color the number of pieces that are in the numerator. All right, let me know if you have any questions about this paper. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.